Welcome to FOH. This week, Kenny, we're doing the Port Larranaga Galanes. That's the wrong one. That's San Cristobal, you idiot.
I was hurrying. Where are they? Now I've lost them. I saw a bit of gold, bit of yellow, pulled it out without looking. And I was looking, I mean, seriously, I was looking for a short, fat one. I mean, mind you, they're all short and fat these days.
Again. Welcome to FOH. This week,
notice that?
we're doing the Port Larranaga Galanes. RAT November 20. These have been really, really good, Kenny.
Yeah, I think you did one for confessions or something a while back.
We've done it. These look. The problem with these Port Larranagas is you can't find them for love of the money. They should be an inexpensive robusto, and they are inexpensive. That Habanos have produced, etc. But it's almost like they produced the first couple of boxes, and that's all too hard. So you can go 6 months without seeing any being delivered. So we're very lucky to get these. Mine actually feels very, very firm.
Yes.
But it's very light in the hand. So I think when I pick these two, I think the draw is going to be spot on, but it just feels it's a little bit closed at the foot. I don't know if you guys can see that. How's your draw, Ken?
Fairly easy.
Yeah, I thought because it is light in the hand. That's the way a cigar pretty much should be rolled. The way I like to be rolled, really, like you can't squeeze that cigar at all. But it's plenty of tobacco. It's nice and tightly packed, but an easy draw. Do tend to like it.
Righto.
It's all good. You're right there, Ken?
I was just adjusting. Okay, it's not a maroons cap. It's the closest thing I've got after last night.
Great win by the Mighty Maroons last night against New South Wales. Brilliant stuff. Hey?
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
It's the closest thing to religion we have in this country, which is state of origin football. Queensland versus New South Wales. Great win by the good guys. Ties up, wins the series. I've got a split in the bottom of mine. Your wrapper is just straight Colorado, yeah?
Yeah. No, it looks all right.
Good.
All right. Tiny split, but that's all right.
Any flavour through the cold draw?
It's a bit too easy for that. Yeah, nothing.
Nothing there. All right, we'll be back with you at the end of the first third. Kenny, first third. I got
smoking very well, a little quick. Sorry.
Yeah, this is smoking a little bit quick, but I'm getting some very clear flavours though.
It's got some of that sort of caramel, although I've got a rum with it, which has got a lovely caramel note. So they're either working perfectly or
it's a honey caramel. It's almost honeycomb like.
Honeysuckle, honeycomb, absolutely. Started a bit muddled to me. The first little bit, I thought, well, that's a bit, but then it sort of kicked in and sorted itself out very quickly. Only problem is it's smoking fairly quickly, but other than that, lovely.
We might just do it in 2/3 instead of first, second, and third. This smoking a bit quick. But 10 out of 10 flavors. I mean, loving the flavor profile. It's rich, but it's just under medium bodied, if that makes sense. Just under medium.
Yeah, it has got a little bit of an underlying character of that sort of hotness ammonia character in mine, and that's just a little bit off-putting.
Let's see how it goes. We'll come back to you probably getting down towards the band and towards the last third. Kenny, we're going to wrap up the Port Larranaga Galanes. If this was readily available, and it should be, but it's not. If it was readily available, it would be my top 2 or 3 Robustos that I'd smoke on a regular basis. I love it. It's got the honey sweetness of a Cohiba Robusto. I found it elegant. I thought it was lovely, and it's at a price point. It's probably the cheapest Robusto out there.
Is that right? Oh.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, if you can't buy it, it's very cheap. Yeah, I didn't find it so much elegant, but I found it lots of flavour. The flavours changed in that second half. More toast, more sponge cake sort of characters. Still the honeysuckle. I'll tell you what, it goes very, very well with this thing.
Yeah.
12. It's just beautiful rum.
But you've always liked that Nicaraguan rum, haven't you? Yeah. You've always enjoyed it. It's never been a favourite of mine.
Yeah, you're not a fan. I mean, they're 30-year-old and they're 25-year-old are two. Spectacular. I mean, the 30-year-old, I think they only made a couple hundred bottles. It's a spectacular rum. 25's, a whisker behind. 18's good. 12, even the 7. You can drink the 7 block of ice and away you go.
Good stuff. What are you going to give this?
91, 92.
Yeah, I was going to go 92 for this, and it's 92 and a couple of points. But what was this? November 2020. We haven't seen aged examples of these because they haven't been around long enough to see how they. But I suspect they're going to age bloody well.
I think the only reason I didn't go higher, it's just got that character in there, that slight sort of ammonia character or whatever you call it, just that goes through underneath, and it just pops up now and again. And unfortunately, that detracts a little. And yours doesn't sound as though it's got that at all.
No,
if this one didn't have it,
no.
If this one didn't have it, I'd be higher. I think they're lovely cigar.
They have burnt relatively quickly. We're 50 minutes into this now, so yeah, an hour. It'd be an hour cigar. Although I think we both slowed down a little bit in it. But
well, this is we had the first cigar I'd had in about 6 weeks was the one we did the other day. This is the next one, and I must say, instead of thinking, well, that's me for a while, I'm sort of thinking, I almost feel like another cigar now. This is sort of, it's one of those Moorish cigars, which
I love that flavour profile. Yeah. What would you say? It's got that cake, that freshly baked cake, biscuit, honeycomb. I mean, it's pretty hard not to like that in a cigar. And it's not a heavy cigar. It's rich, but it's under medium bodied for me.
Just got that character that intrudes occasionally that I don't like. But aside from that, fabulous.
Really looking forward, guys, if you can pick up some of these when they do become available. Try. They come in boxes of 10, so try them when at a fresh point. Give them 90 days down or 30 days down. But this is one that intrigues me. I've still got, I think I put 5 or 6 boxes aside for myself when they came in because I liked them then. But I'm looking forward to trying these at the 3 and 5 year mark. Well, 3 years only next year, isn't it? Yeah, for the 5 years mark. Yeah, look forward to it. I think they've got some serious aging potential, and not long-term aging, but I think they're going to evolve into something quite special.
I would have no hesitation putting this down 5 or 8 years.
Yeah, mate, they're 92. They're 92 points now every day of the week. I can see them getting a 94, easy, 94, 95. And which is, what else do you want out of a cigar? That's going to be great. I mean, for probably the cheapest Robusto in the lineup, I think it's going to be spot on. I love the wrapper color on this. I think this wrapper suits that style. It's got that beautiful Claro wrapper. It's a very thin wrapper. Is yours split a little bit?
Tiny bit, but not too bad.
Yeah, I think this wrapper is going to work. A lighter wrapper is going to work with this blend. Far better than a darker wrapper.
I've still got a bit to go, but it's already feeling very hot under the fingers right at the tip. So I don't know whether that's because of the thin wrapper.
No, I suspect that's because of the straw-like draw that's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
But it is, but really great cigar, people. Really, really good cigar. Get your hands on some when Habanos gets back to making cigars like enough for people.
Do we know the prognosis for this? I mean, is it going to be one that just disappears, an SLRDC
No,
or?
it's an interesting one, Ken, because as I said, they make them in boxes of 10 and it's not expensive and it's a Robusto. It makes no sense to me from a commercial perspective.
Mm.
To me, this is a cabinet of 50 cigar. I'd be putting these in cabs of 50. But I know they're trying to keep price. I do it too. I do them in 10s and cabinets of 50 and then try to even out your ROI. But to me, to put 10 cigars in a box of 10 there,
I'd love to have a
no
cabinet of 50 of these. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I think that would be heaven.
Yeah, so do I. I think this blend would really work in a cab of 50. I mean, look what it does for Port Larranaga Petit Coronas. Yeah, it would be spot on.
They could make Port Larranaga the cabinet cigar.
So they make a Picadores Port Larranaga, which is another Robusto. Yeah, but this to me, this has got this showed me a lot more young than a Picadores did at the same point. Good. Anyway, wrap that up. Until next week, Kenny. Until next week, FOH.
My best to all our New South Wales friends. Till next year.
Hasta luego.